Millionaire hires homeless woman to clean his mansion, then realizes she's actually Arthur Sterling, a man who could buy anything money could offer, found himself strangely drawn to the simplicity of nature. He was a millionaire many times over, a titan of industry, a name whispered in reverence in boardrooms and high society gatherings. Yet, behind the tailored suits and the icy blue eyes that had brokered 1,000 deals, resided a profound loneliness. He had built an empire, but in the process he had lost his family, his friends, and perhaps a part of himself. His ex-wife, Elena, had often accused him of being emotionally bankrupt, a man who valued profit margins over people. And perhaps she was right. He had spent his life chasing success, sacrificing everything at its altar, only to find himself at the pinnacle, utterly alone. His daughter, Amelia, now a distant memory of pigtails and laughter, had grown into a stranger, their relationship fractured beyond repair. Lately, a gnawing emptiness had taken root within him. The endless cycle of meetings, acquisitions, and galas had lost their luster. He craved something more, something real, something beyond the gilded cage of his existence. It was this yearning that led him to Redwood National Park, seeking solace in the towering trees and the hushed whispers of the ancient forest. He was a man out of his element, his expensive hiking boots ill-suited for the rugged terrain. The silence, usually a welcome respite from the cacophony of his life, now seemed to amplify the hollowness within him. As he trekked deeper into the wilderness, the manicured trails gave way to overgrown paths, the sunlight filtering through the dense canopy in dappled patterns. He stumbled upon a small clearing, a hidden sanctuary bathed in an ethereal glow. And there, amidst the ferns and wildflowers, he saw her, a young woman, her face etched with hardship, sat cradling a baby in her arms. Their clothes were threadbare, their belongings meager, a stark contrast to the opulence he was accustomed to. But in their eyes, he saw a resilience, a strength that resonated with a long-forgotten part of himself. This was no ordinary hiking trip. This was a confrontation with the reality he had shielded himself from, a reality of struggle and survival, a reality that was about to change his life forever. Arthur, a man who had always kept his distance from the less fortunate, found himself inexplicably drawn to the young mother and her child. He approached them cautiously, his usual confidence faltering in the face of their vulnerability. The woman, whose name he learned was Maya, looked up at him with a mixture of apprehension and defiance. "Can I help you?" she asked, her voice barely a whisper. Arthur, accustomed to commands and compliance, fumbled for words. I saw you here and... Are you all right?" Maya's eyes hardened. "We're fine," she said, clutching her baby closer. "Just passing through." But Arthur, with his years of reading people in boardrooms and negotiations, saw through the facade. He saw the exhaustion in her eyes, the hunger in the baby's cries, the desperation that clung to them like a shroud. He knew this was no casual stroll through the woods. "You're not fine," he said gently, surprising himself with his own compassion. "And you don't have to pretend you are." Maya's defenses crumbled. Tears welled up in her eyes, and she finally allowed herself to be vulnerable. She told him her story, a story of hardship and betrayal. Her husband had abandoned her when she was pregnant, leaving her with nothing. She had lost her job, her apartment, and had been forced to live on the streets, relying on the kindness of strangers to survive. Arthur listened, his heart aching for her plight. He had never encountered such raw despair, such a stark contrast to the privileged world he inhabited. He felt a surge of guilt, a realization of his own obliviousness to the struggles of others. He offered to help, to find her a place to stay, to provide for her and her baby. But Maya, despite her desperate situation, was hesitant. She had learned to be wary of promises, of men who offered help with ulterior motives. "Why?" she asked, her voice laced with suspicion. "Why would you help us?" Arthur struggled to articulate the emotions swirling within him. He didn't have an answer, not a logical one. Perhaps it was a desire to atone for his past, to make a difference in a world he had only exploited. Perhaps it was a need to connect with another human being, to feel something beyond the emptiness that had consumed him. "I don't know," he admitted honestly, "but I want to. Please, let me help." Maya, seeing the sincerity in his eyes, finally relented. She nodded slowly, a glimmer of hope flickering in her eyes. In that moment, amidst the towering redwoods, a connection was forged, a bond between two souls from different worlds, brought together by fate and a shared need for redemption. As Arthur took Maya and her baby, Lily, back to his city penthouse, he was struck by the chasm that separated their worlds. The luxurious apartment, with its panoramic views and state-of-the-art amenities, felt like a different universe compared to the harsh reality Maya had been living in. He arranged for a comfortable room for them, complete with a crib for Lily and all the necessities a new mother could need. He hired a housekeeper to assist Maya and a nanny to help with Lily, ensuring they had everything they needed. But as days turned into weeks, Arthur realized that material comforts were not enough. Maya, despite her gratitude, remained withdrawn, haunted by her past experiences. Lily, though well cared for, seemed to lack the carefree joy of a child. One evening, Arthur found Maya crying softly in the nursery, Lily asleep in her crib. He sat beside her, his awkwardness giving way to genuine concern. "Maya, what's wrong?" he asked softly. Maya hesitated, then confessed her fears. She felt overwhelmed by the luxury surrounding her, a constant reminder of her own inadequacy. She worried that she was not a good enough mother to Lily, that she would never be able to provide her with the life she deserved. Arthur listened patiently, realizing the depth of her emotional wounds. He understood then that his initial impulse to shower her with material possessions was not the solution. What Maya needed was not just a roof over her head, but a sense of belonging, a sense of purpose. He decided to take a different approach. He encouraged Maya to pursue her passion for art, setting up a studio for her in the apartment. He spent time with Lily, playing with her, reading to her, giving her the attention and affection she craved. Slowly, Maya began to blossom. Her artwork, vibrant and full of life, filled the once sterile apartment with color and warmth. Lily, surrounded by love and care, started to smile and laugh, her eyes sparkling with joy. Arthur, witnessing their transformation, felt a sense of fulfillment he had never experienced before. He realized that true wealth lay not in his bank account, but in the human connections he was forging. He was learning the value of empathy, the power of compassion, and the profound impact he could have on others' lives. Arthur, increasingly invested in Maya and Lily's well-being, found himself at a crossroads. He had grown accustomed to their presence in his life, their laughter filling the void that had haunted him for so long. He realized he was falling in love with Maya, not just with her beauty, but with her strength, her resilience, and her kind heart. He decided to confess his feelings, knowing it was a risk. He was a man from a different world, older, wealthier, and with a past that could easily intimidate her. But he couldn't keep his emotions bottled up any longer. One evening, as they were having dinner, he took a deep breath and spoke. "Maya, I need to tell you something. I've fallen in love with you." Maya was taken aback. She had grown fond of Arthur, appreciating his kindness and support, but she had never considered him as a romantic partner. The differences between them seemed insurmountable. "Arthur, I don't know what to say," she stammered. "I know it's a lot to take in," he said, "but I had to be honest with you. I understand if you don't feel the same way." Maya was torn. She was attracted to Arthur, drawn to his quiet strength and the genuine care he showed her and Lily. But she was afraid of getting hurt again, afraid of the complexities their relationship would inevitably bring. She asked for time to think, to process her emotions. Arthur, respecting her wishes, gave her the space she needed. He continued to support her and Lily, but he kept his distance, waiting for her decision. The waiting was agonizing. Arthur, used to getting what he wanted, found himself humbled by the uncertainty. He realized that his wealth and power meant nothing in the face of genuine human connection. He was learning the true meaning of patience, of respecting another person's boundaries, of accepting the possibility of rejection. Meanwhile, Maya wrestled with her own conflicting emotions. She was drawn to Arthur's kindness and stability, the security he offered her and Lily. But she was afraid of becoming dependent on him, of losing her newfound independence. She was also aware of the societal gap between them, the whispers and judgments their relationship would inevitably attract. One day, she visited the local art gallery, hoping to find inspiration for her next project. As she wandered through the exhibits, she overheard a conversation between two women, their voices laced with disdain. "Did you hear about Arthur Sterling?" one woman whispered. "He's taken in some homeless woman and her child. Can you imagine? Apparently, she's living in his penthouse," the other woman replied. "People are saying she's just after his money." Maya felt a surge of anger and shame. She had worked hard to rebuild her life, to become self-sufficient, and now she was being reduced to a gold digger in the eyes of these strangers. She realized that no matter how hard she tried, she would always be seen as an outsider in Arthur's world. She rushed back to the apartment, her heart heavy with doubt. She found Arthur in the living room, playing with Lily. The sight of them together, so content and carefree, brought tears to her eyes. She realized then that she couldn't let the opinions of others dictate her happiness. She loved Arthur and he loved her and Lily. That was all that mattered. She approached him, her eyes filled with determination. "Arthur," she said, "I've made a decision." Arthur looked up, his heart pounding with anticipation. "And?" he asked, his voice barely a whisper. "I love you too," she said, a smile spreading across her face. "And I want to be with you." Arthur's face lit up with joy. He pulled her into a hug, Lily giggling between them. In that moment, all his doubts and fears vanished. He had found something more precious than all the wealth in the world: love, acceptance, and a family. While Arthur was navigating his newfound love for Maya and his growing bond with Lily, his estranged daughter, Amelia, was facing her own challenges. She was a talented musician, struggling to make ends meet in the competitive world of classical music. Her relationship with her father had been strained for years, his constant absence and emotional detachment leaving deep wounds. One day, Amelia received an unexpected invitation to perform at a prestigious charity gala. It was a huge opportunity for her, a chance to showcase her talent to influential people in the music industry. However, the gala was hosted by none other than Arthur Sterling, her father. Amelia was hesitant to attend. She had avoided her father for years, the pain of their broken relationship still raw. But the opportunity was too good to pass up. She decided to go, hoping to keep a low profile and avoid any awkward encounters with her father. At the gala, Amelia was captivated by the opulent surroundings and the glamorous attendees. She felt out of place, her simple dress and worn-out violin case a stark contrast to the designer gowns and sparkling jewels. As she was preparing to perform, she spotted her father across the room. He was talking to a beautiful woman, their faces lit up with smiles. Amelia felt a pang of jealousy, a reminder of the love and attention she had craved from him. She took a deep breath and began to play. Her violin sang, the notes filling the grand hall with emotion and beauty. The audience was mesmerized, their chatter fading into silence. Arthur, hearing the music, was drawn to the stage. He recognized the melody, a piece Amelia had loved to play as a child. As he listened, he was struck by the depth of her talent, the raw emotion she poured into her music. He saw his daughter in a new light, no longer the little girl with pigtails, but a talented young woman with a passion that mirrored his own drive for success. He felt a surge of pride and regret, a longing to reconnect with her, to mend their broken bond. After the performance, Arthur approached Amelia, his heart filled with a mixture of hope and apprehension. He congratulated her on her performance, his voice trembling with emotion. Amelia was surprised to see her father, his presence bringing back a flood of memories. She was hesitant to engage with him, the years of resentment still lingering. But as they talked, She saw a different side to him, a vulnerability she had never witnessed before. He spoke of his regret, his longing to be a part of her life. He introduced her to Maya and Lily, his voice filled with pride. Amelia, seeing her father's genuine remorse and his newfound happiness, felt her own heart softening. She realized that perhaps it was time to forgive, to give their relationship another chance. The arrival of Amelia in Arthur's life brought a new dynamic to their unconventional family. Maya, initially apprehensive about meeting Arthur's daughter, was surprised by Amelia's warmth and openness. They bonded over their shared love for art and music, finding common ground despite their different backgrounds. Lily, now a toddler, adored her big sister Amelia, her face lighting up whenever she entered the room. Amelia, in turn, found joy in playing with Lily, her laughter filling the apartment with a youthful energy that had been missing from Arthur's life. Arthur, witnessing the blossoming relationships between the three most important people in his life, felt a sense of contentment he had never experienced before. He cherished the family dinners, the impromptu music sessions, the simple moments of shared laughter and affection. However, their newfound harmony was not without its challenges. Arthur, used to being in control, struggled to navigate the complexities of a blended family. He was still learning to be vulnerable, to express his emotions openly, to be a true partner to Maya and a loving father to both Amelia and Lily. Maya, while grateful for Arthur's love and support, still grappled with her own insecurities. She worried about being a burden to him, about not fitting into his world. She also struggled with the fear of losing him, of history repeating itself and leaving her alone once again. One evening, after a particularly challenging day, Maya confided her fears to Arthur. She expressed her anxieties about their future, about the societal pressures that threatened to pull them apart. Arthur listened patiently, his heart aching for her pain. He reassured her of his love, his commitment to their relationship, and his determination to build a future together, no matter the obstacles. He reminded her of the strength she had shown in overcoming adversity, the resilience that had drawn him to her in the first place. He told her that she was not a burden, but a blessing, a source of light and joy in his life. Maya, comforted by his words and the sincerity in his eyes, felt her fears subside. She realized that their love was stronger than any societal expectations, that their bond was built on a foundation of mutual respect and understanding. They embraced, their love a beacon of hope in the midst of uncertainty. They knew that their journey together would not be without its challenges, but they were determined to face them together, as a family, just as Arthur and Maya were finding their footing as a couple and a family. A storm brewed on the horizon. Elena, Arthur's ex-wife, reappeared in his life, seeking to reclaim her stake in his fortune and disrupt his newfound happiness. Elena, a woman driven by ambition and a thirst for power, had never forgiven Arthur for leaving her. She saw his newfound happiness with Maya and the girls as a betrayal, a threat to her own aspirations. She arrived at Arthur's penthouse unannounced, her presence casting a shadow over their peaceful existence. She confronted Arthur, accusing him of squandering his wealth on a gold digger and her child, neglecting his own daughter in the process. Arthur, caught off guard by her sudden appearance and venomous accusations, struggled to defend himself. He tried to explain his love for Maya and his commitment to their family, but Elena refused to listen. She threatened to expose Maya's past, to paint her as an opportunist who had taken advantage of Arthur's vulnerability. She also sought to manipulate Amelia, playing on her insecurities and her longing for her father's approval. Maya, overhearing Elena's threats, felt a wave of panic wash over her. She feared that Elena's accusations would destroy everything they had built, that Arthur would succumb to his ex-wife's manipulations and abandon them. Amelia, torn between her newfound connection with her father and her lingering resentment, found herself caught in the crossfire. She was tempted by Elena's promises of a closer relationship with her father, but she also recognized the genuine love and happiness he had found with Maya and Lily. The tension in the apartment reached a breaking point. Arthur, torn between his past and his present, his ex-wife and his newfound family, found himself at a crossroads. He loved Maya and the girls deeply, but he was also plagued by guilt and a sense of responsibility towards Elena and Amelia. In a moment of desperation, Arthur called for a family meeting. He gathered Elena, Maya, and Amelia together, hoping to clear the air and find a resolution to the escalating conflict. The meeting was fraught with tension. Elena, fueled by resentment and a desire for revenge, continued her attacks on Maya, accusing her of manipulating Arthur and exploiting his wealth. Maya, feeling cornered and vulnerable, defended herself with dignity and grace. She spoke of her love for Arthur and the girls, her commitment to their family, and her refusal to be reduced to a stereotype. Amelia, witnessing the clash between the two women who were vying for her father's affection, finally found her voice. She spoke of her own struggles, her resentment towards her father's past neglect, and her newfound appreciation for the happiness he had found with Maya and Lily. She acknowledged Elena's pain and her right to feel hurt, but she also defended Maya's character and her positive influence on her father's life. She urged her father to choose love and happiness over guilt and obligation. Arthur, listening to the women in his life, felt a wave of clarity wash over him. He realized that his happiness lay not in appeasing his ex-wife or fulfilling societal expectations, but in embracing the family he had built with Maya and the girls. He declared his love for Maya, his commitment to their relationship, and his determination to protect their family from Elena's toxic influence. He also apologized to Amelia for his past failings, expressing his love and his desire to be a better father to her. Elena, realizing that her manipulations had failed and that she had lost Arthur for good, stormed out of the apartment, her anger and bitterness consuming her. With Elena gone, a sense of relief settled over the apartment. However, the scars of her visit remained, leaving Arthur, Maya, and Amelia to navigate the aftermath of the emotional turmoil. Arthur, determined to protect his family from further harm, sought legal counsel to limit Elena's influence and prevent her from interfering in their lives. He also sought to make amends with Amelia, spending quality time with her, supporting her musical aspirations, and rebuilding their father-daughter bond. Maya, still shaken by Elena's accusations and threats, struggled to regain her sense of security. She worried about the future, about the possibility of Elena returning to disrupt their lives once again. Arthur, sensing her anxieties, reassured her of his love and his commitment to their family. He encouraged her to focus on her art, to find solace and strength in her creative expression. Amelia, witnessing her father's efforts to protect and support Maya, felt her respect for him grow. She realized that he was not the emotionally distant man she had known in the past, but a man who had learned to love and cherish the people in his life. She also developed a deep affection for Maya, recognizing her kindness, her strength, and her positive influence on her father. She saw Maya as a true partner to her father, someone who brought out the best in him. Despite the lingering anxieties and the challenges of blending their lives, Arthur, Maya, and Amelia gradually found a new rhythm, a new sense of normalcy. They created a home filled with love, laughter, and mutual support. Arthur, inspired by Maya's artistic spirit and Amelia's musical talent, decided to use his wealth to support the arts. He established a foundation to provide grants and scholarships to aspiring artists and musicians, creating opportunities for others to pursue their passions. He also became more involved in philanthropic endeavors, using his resources to address social issues such as homelessness and poverty, the very issues that had brought him and Maya together. Maya, encouraged by Arthur's support, flourished as an artist. Her work gained recognition, her paintings exhibited in galleries and purchased by collectors. She also found fulfillment in teaching art to underprivileged children, sharing her passion and inspiring them to express themselves creatively. Amelia, with her father's support and Maya's encouragement, pursued her musical career with renewed vigor. She won competitions, performed in prestigious concert halls, and earned a reputation as a rising star in the classical music world. As their individual lives blossomed, their bond as a family grew stronger. They celebrated each other's successes, supported each other through challenges, and cherished the simple moments of togetherness. One day, Arthur received a phone call that shook him to his core. Elena had been involved in a serious car accident. Despite their tumultuous past and her recent attempts to disrupt his life, Arthur couldn't help but feel a pang of concern. He rushed to the hospital, where he found Elena in critical condition. The doctors informed him that she had suffered severe injuries and was unlikely to recover. Arthur, despite his conflicted feelings towards Elena, stayed by her side, offering comfort and support in her final moments. He realized that beneath her bitterness and resentment, Elena was a deeply wounded woman, her actions driven by a desperate need for love and validation. As Elena slipped away, she apologized for her past behavior, expressing regret for the pain she had caused. She also acknowledged the love and happiness Arthur had found with Maya and the girls, giving them her blessing. Elena's death marked a turning point for Arthur. He let go of the lingering guilt and resentment he had harbored towards his ex-wife, finding closure and forgiveness. He also realized the fragility of life, the importance of cherishing the present and the people he loved. He returned to Maya and the girls with a renewed sense of purpose, determined to create a future filled with love, laughter, and shared dreams. He proposed to Maya, promising to spend the rest of his life cherishing and protecting her and the girls. Maya, deeply touched by his love and commitment, accepted his proposal, her heart overflowing with joy. They planned a small, intimate wedding, surrounded by their closest friends and family. Amelia, witnessing her father's transformation and his unwavering love for Maya and Lily, felt a sense of peace and acceptance. She embraced Maya as her stepmother, their bond solidified by shared experiences and mutual affection. Arthur, once a solitary figure driven by ambition and material success, had undergone a profound transformation. He had learned the true meaning of love, the value of family, and the importance of human connection. He had shed his emotional armor, embracing vulnerability and expressing his feelings openly. He had become a loving partner to Maya, a supportive father to Amelia, and a playful, caring figure to Lily. He had also discovered a sense of purpose beyond his business empire, using his wealth and influence to support the arts and address social issues. He had found fulfillment in making a positive impact on the world, leaving a legacy that extended beyond his financial success. Maya, once a struggling single mother facing homelessness and despair, had blossomed into a confident, successful artist and a loving partner. She had overcome adversity, finding strength in her resilience and her artistic talent. She had also learned to trust again, to open her heart to love and allow herself to be vulnerable. She had found a true partner in Arthur, a man who cherished and supported her, a man who saw her inner strength and beauty. Amelia, once a resentful daughter estranged from her father, had reconnected with him, forging a new bond based on mutual respect and understanding. She had also embraced Maya and Lily as part of her family, finding love and acceptance in their unconventional unit. She had matured as a musician, her talent flourishing under the guidance of her father and the encouragement of Maya. She had also discovered a sense of purpose in using her music to inspire and uplift others. Together, Arthur, Maya, and Amelia had created a family built on love, resilience, and shared dreams. They had navigated challenges, overcome adversity, and emerged stronger, their bond unbreakable. Arthur's journey from a lonely millionaire to a loving family man highlighted the transformative power of human connection and the importance of finding purpose beyond material wealth. His encounter with Maya and Lily had opened his eyes to a world beyond his privileged bubble, awakening his empathy and compassion. Through love, forgiveness, and shared experiences, Arthur, Maya, and Amelia had created a family that defied societal expectations and embraced the beauty of their unconventional bond. They had found strength in their differences, support in their vulnerabilities, and joy in their shared journey. Arthur's story served as a reminder that true wealth lies not in material possessions, but in the richness of human relationships and the fulfillment of making a positive impact on the world. It was a testament to the power of love to heal wounds, bridge divides, and transform lives. As Arthur looked at Maya and the girls, their faces lit up with laughter and love. He knew he had found something far more precious than all the money in the world. He had found a family, a home, and a happiness that money could never buy.